All right,
Hey,
Brian.
what's up, everybody? Welcome to the YanBar Podcast. Bryan Barcelo hosted this episode. Today's guest, the owner and CEO of Knuckle Funk Records,
All right. Yes, sir.
RapMagic
Yes,
Deleon.
sir. All right. In the house, y'all.
Yo,
Yes, sir.
RapMagic, man. You don't know how many times I practiced saying Knuckle. I kept screwing it up. I
Yeah,
said I
that's
got it
cool.
now, and
Yeah.
still didn't get it. But anyway, how you been, man?
I've been doing really good, Brian. Doing good. Yeah, been doing good. I went through a little health scare for a minute, but I'm doing better now.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should
Yeah.
mention it, but everything cool with the doctors and all that?
Yeah, yeah. Everything's good. Good. Yeah.
Okay.
Just getting older, getting older, and then
Yeah.
it
And you
comes with the
know
old
what?
age. Yeah.
I just noticed something really weird.
Yes,
I
sir.
got it's called a Dutch shot. I
Okay.
don't know if you know about in movies, they take
Yeah.
these weird angles. I think it's called a
Yes.
Dutch angle, and they
Yeah.
get it like that. Yeah, and I wasn't
Yeah.
actually going for that. I don't know what happened, but anyway, and stuff. What's going on with the medical thing? Is anything you can talk about?
Uh, well, they got me with diabetes, type 2 diabetes. I got to take insulin, uh, pop a pill every once in a while when I feel my eyes blurry.
Right.
Pop one of them diabetic pills. Yeah.
Super
And then I still
familiar
got,
with that.
and then I still got to go get a primary health provider
Right.
so they can keep giving me the stuff, the medicine and stuff. But I said, well, as long as I keep my sugar level in control and get the glucose monitor
Right.
and check that, I should be okay. I don't have to go through the medication and all that other stuff. I just gotta keep track of my sugar level, you know.
Yeah.
And
And so what's going on? I mean, you got a sweet tooth? What's up?
yeah, yeah, man. Yeah. All my life, soda pop.
Soda.
Yep. Soda,
Understood.
yeah.
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 Unfortunately, a lot of us have I know shoot, just about everybody I know has diabetes
Yeah.
or
It's a
pre
it's
or
a
pre-diabetic and stuff, man.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Besides, let me see, soda. Yeah, one lady I know, she had kidney issues because of her soda. She loved Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah. Um,
Yes,
but
sir.
let me see, sugar cake and
Oh,
chocolate for me. I love cake and
yeah.
chocolate, but had to
Yeah,
give
man.
it up.
Did you really?
Yeah, I
Uh,
found myself like you mentioned. I had that
yes, sir.
that blurry thing in the morning one time.
Oh yeah, the blurry vision. Oh
Yeah.
man.
I was
Yeah. That,
out and about walking around, taking pictures, and when I went to squint, I
yeah.
couldn't unsquint. I like, oh
Yeah.
wow, this ain't cool.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You were stuck with the blurry vision?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it
man. That
lasted for
sucks.
maybe 30, 40 seconds. And I'm
Okay.
outside walking. I'm like, this ain't cool. So anyway, I
Yeah.
came home and researched it,
Yes,
found
sir.
out what it pertained to. So what I did, stopped eating starches and sugars,
Right.
eating more meat,
Yeah.
vegetables, certain
Right.
vegetables, and then it had
Yes,
went
sir.
away. But me went back to eating cake and all that stuff again, and it came back again. So
Excuse me.
once more, I stopped eating
Yeah.
that nonsense, started exercising a little bit more, and it went away. So I found the culprit with me wasn't so much the cake, which I ate a lot of. I washed it down with Kool-Aid,
Yes, sir.
right? It was the potatoes. I love potatoes.
Oh, the potatoes turn into sugar. It's got a
Yes, I
lot of
love
starch and
potatoes.
that turns, yeah,
Yes,
that turns into, yes,
yes.
turns into sugar. And yeah, I had to give up a lot of stuff myself, but on my own accord, just slow it down. Gotta slow it down because that was pretty scary when they said I had 780 glucose level and I almost went into a diabetic coma.
Oh no.
And yeah, my mouth was locking up. My
Oh,
organs
hell
were already
no.
shutting down. Yeah, man. So my girl took me to the 24-hour emergency. And from there, they diagnosed me real quick and took me to the hospital, to the ER.
Good
Yeah.
gracious. I mean, for anybody, that's bad. But damn, if you're a rapper, you can't move your
Yeah.
mouth. That's real bad and stuff.
they are that and you can't see, my visual
Shoot.
was all but screwed up. I'm talking about real blurry. When I walked
Yeah.
outside the house, everything was white. So that was pretty scary. Yeah. But now
Damn.
it's better. I can read far away, but the closer to my eyes, I can't. It's kind of blurry. So I got to screenshot it and then read it.
Right. Do
So
you
when
wear
it's on like
glasses?
on the phone, no, nah, no, I don't want to wear glasses. This is good.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
thinking, it'll go away, Brian. I'm thinking it'll go away. I'm going with my faith and just slow down on all the bad stuff I intake into my body.
Right.
That's
Understood.
yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
already went to the doctors, and all they're gonna do is re-prescribe me the same medicine, and tell me to not to eat this, not to eat that, and I can do that by myself.
Yeah.
You know.
Now you're right about the eating this and eating that and stuff. It seems like I'm not trying to blame anybody, but it seems like, especially when we was coming up, it should have been more information that food is a little bit more than just sustenance. It's also a chemical that
Yeah,
works
of
on our
course.
bodies over time. And
Right.
it's hard for us to understand or turn this into a medical podcast. But I noticed that a lot of the holidays that we have, they seem to
Yeah.
promote food that's not good for
Food.
us.
Right.
Yeah. Like
The big
Halloween, they promote sugar. A
candies.
lot of
Oh.
holidays, cakes and pies,
Oh yeah. Lots of candy too at Halloween. It's
candy,
coming too.
exactly.
It's coming too. Halloween's right around the corner. Yep.
You see any
Yeah.
temptation for you ahead?
Oh yeah. There's always temptation in the refrigerator. Because
Oh, shoot.
me and my girl, we love cheesecake. There's a
Oh,
lot of stuff that I can have one slice like once every 3 days or every 4 days. I'm gonna eat something sweet. There's got to be one item, and that's it. So I got to take my pick, and then that's it. If I'm craving it, then I'll eat it, and I'll stop.
understood.
Yeah, that's it. I'll stop, and then just let it rebuild into my body.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
We've been hearing moderation is the key for a long
yeah,
time. I don't know, I can't speak for others, but I've been ignoring it. I heard it went through one ear and right out the other and stuff. But
it
yeah,
does. It
you can
does.
have a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but you don't want to make it every day, all day type of thing.
Right.
I
Yes,
understand.
sir.
I understand completely. Hey, check this out. We
Yo,
sitting here talking about
yeah.
medical stuff, man. Let's get to the business at hand. Your music, man. What's been going on with you?
Well, I had stopped for a minute. Well, I stopped for a minute because I was getting sick, and then I picked it up again after I came out of the hospital, like nonstop. But I've been doing tracks every 3 days. I mean, nonstop, Brian, nonstop for this whole year, really, nonstop on music. Then I stopped. I was doing my book, and when I got sick and I had all that stress in my head, I stopped. I put it on hold, and I said, you know what? Maybe it's not time for that right now.
Right.
Give those kids a break. Give them a rest. I'm always talking about the bus accident. It's almost every year, and this year will be 35 years of that bus accident. And yeah, just like what? Maybe I should just chill out,
But
give it a break.
Rap
Yeah,
Magic, if you would,
yes,
please
sir.
tell us as much as you like about this bus accident that you just mentioned.
Oh, 1989, I was involved in a bus accident, a school bus accident. They hit a Dr. Pepper truck in Alton, Texas, and 21 people passed away.
Oh,
I think it was loaded with like maybe 68, 70 people, 70 students from junior high and high school. Well, I survived that bus accident. Me and my sister were on that bus, and I saw death like right there in front of me. I was young. I guess that has a lot to do with the way I think, Brian. you
uh,
know like we're gonna die, no matter what. You can try your best as ever. A lot of people think they're invincible, gonna live forever. When you're a kid, you think that way. But what do you call it? Yeah, that's how canoes taking my friends into the side of the. It was we it pushed us into a caliche embankment, dirt road embankment where they dig for caliche,
Ray.
and it's a big old pit like 40 feet, and we dropped 40 feet, and there was like a little bit of water that protected the bus from actually hitting hard impact. And so it dropped and went to its side, and people were just scrambling to get out of the bus and on the windows. And those windows have latches, so some of them were locked, and people trying to push out. A lot of them were drowning.
Damn.
And yeah, and then with the impact, some of them got knocked out. Other people hit each other. Yeah, it's on
Rap Magic,
YouTube.
that's terrifying, man.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I can't believe it. We survived for a reason, but I just don't. I guess I can't. I haven't figured out the main purpose and reason for that, Brian. Maybe it's just to stay making music or uh, keep the memory alive. I don't know. It just
Right.
yeah, but
Yeah. They
yeah,
say the Lord works in mysterious ways. And the way
yeah,
things are interlocked and the way people are interlocked and the way there's no telling what he kept you around for. It may not have anything to do with anything we think about. It could be something
right,
totally obscure.
right,
But the good thing you're here, man. And I'm
yeah,
grateful for that in your sister, man.
yes, sir,
How,
yeah,
how's
yeah,
how is she coping? She's okay. I mean, she's coping with
yeah. She's doing her professional career. She's working as a county clerk, at the in our county, uh, in Hidalgo. He's a county clerk. My sister works there too, my other sister. But yeah, the one that I took out of the bus, yeah.
My God, man.
She's so she's doing her professional career like in office and
Hmm.
doing her thing. Yeah,
Yo, Rap Magic, man. Did you have anything like Survivor's Guild? I heard that's a thing. Have
I
you ever
do. I
heard?
have it. I have it all the time. I don't even go over there. Like when they do the anniversaries for the kids on the 21st, they go out there. And they don't celebrate. It's like an anniversary where they let go butterflies or certain things that they do every year. And like it's like if it's like a 35th every 5 years they do a like a special, and they'll run it on the news. And I did an interview with Channel 4. Like they're doing a documentary
Hmm.
for that for that. And they already I did the interview like about a month ago, 2 months ago, and so they're preparing that for a documentary for the 35 years. And yeah, but I don't go to the site. I used to go a lot, but I always when I do I go by myself when there's nobody around. But
My
yeah,
goodness, man.
yeah,
Any
because it's
trouble?
a
I'm
no
sorry, any
because
trouble sleeping or anything, man?
nah. When I was a kid, yeah. When I was younger,
Yeah.
yeah, I would have that, like like you said, you think about it, you wake up and you think it's not real, and it's finally really real. And Survivor's Guild, I get it when I run into my friends that lost their siblings. It's hard to talk to them, and then when you see it or we talk it, we bring it up, you can see the sadness in their face or like some kind of anger sometimes. Like I have friends that like they get angry, because um, I'm not, I can't, how can I say it? His brother was there in the bus and
Hmm.
he got out and then he didn't want to go back in the water to go get his brother. I mean, it's hard because it's murky water but he stayed stuck on the bus. We were all talking. I got my sister out. I got out and then we're here, me and him, we're debating who's going to go into the water to open the safety door that's in the back. So I'm holding him by the legs and he's trying to open the door and he couldn't open the door. So we pulled him back out. And then another kid jumped in, tried to get his brother, and we found out. Well, he never came back out.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
his name was David. Everybody remembers him because everybody remembers that he went into the water and he was young. He was a junior high kid, and he went in to go get his brother. But you know, uh, I don't know. Maybe people that are passing away or dying or drowning, and they grab a hold of you and they don't let you
Yes.
come back up. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the reasons that we were all looking at. Like, what if we get stuck down there in the seats or whatever? You couldn't see nothing. The water was dark. Like,
That's a tough decision, man. I couldn't fault anybody for any choice they made on there. Because you're right, when
yeah,
someone's drowning, they're desperate and they will cling on you and pull you down with
yeah,
them.
pull you down with them. Yeah, and that's. I mean, that's how we. I was one of the oldest ones on the bus, and I was like, and I got to see everything. You know what I mean? And then I said, my friend pulled me out from the caliche pit. I ran to my mom's house. Yeah, man, I got to see a lot of stuff at that age. It was kind of weird, scary, but it changes your outlook in life.
Yeah.
It
Did
just.
you have counseling?
No, I went to one psychiatrist once, and he was asking me some like weird questions. Like it's kind of like trying to get in your head.
Right.
Like, and I said, no, I don't need
You wasn't
I
feeling that.
nah, I
All
wasn't
right.
feeling the psychiatrist, but I can say I get sad sometimes. You know what I mean? When I think
Right.
about it, and like,
Yeah.
I could have done better. I could have done more.
Oh,
But
come
when
on, man. Nah, I don't, man, I mean, just from what you
uh,
told me, the situation, you really don't do that. I don't think you could do more,
yeah,
man. That was rough,
but
man.
it's like when the reporter asked me, right, and I snapped. Well, in the time of that kind of chaos or that kind of crisis,
Right.
you're not thinking to yourself that's going to happen. You're not thinking of what you're going to do. You're not planning ahead.
Right.
This is our instinct. So I was trying to protect and defend myself. Of all people that would used to tell me that, you didn't save nobody. Well, they weren't there.
Right.
And the people
Exactly.
the people that I did save will tell you that I saved them. But that wasn't the point. That you're not trying to. I didn't want to portray myself as a hero or people telling me I was a hero.
Right.
You're gonna do what you got to do when it's time to survive. And that's point blank. I mean, you're not waking up, oh, we're going to go into a bus accident today. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
No, it happened and you have to work with instincts.
Hmm.
And you only have two hands, you can only pull so many people out at once,
Exactly. And it's
and
not like you're a first responder and you train this kind of stuff all the time.
now, but being that I was a little older and we all used to swim in the neighborhood pool,
Right.
it was difficult to understand why people were drowning. But then you start realizing, well, they bumped their head. This happened to this one, and this one was stuck because the other one couldn't get out, and so they both drowned because the window wouldn't open.
Hmm.
Stuff like that. Then you understand when they pull out the bus and there's still bodies in there. that the first responders couldn't go in there to get either. Because they wanted to get in there with scuba diving gear. They can't get in there through the windows with
Damn
scuba
it,
diving
man.
gear. So they tried
Rap
a window from the front. Yes, sir.
Incredible.
Yes, sir.
RapMagic, did they break you off, man?
Oh yeah, man. Coca-Cola broke us off. I
I
was
mean, not that that even helps anything, but I'm
eight,
just
eight,
saying.
18. They broke off everybody. I mean, these people were not, or lawyers were knocking on houses in the doors. And you got remember that back in the 80s, there were
Yeah.
still caliche roads. People still had caliche roads, and people still had outhouses living in shacks in the neighborhood.
Oh,
Some
wow.
people were fortunate enough to have, like my stepdad, he had a border patrol job, and we
Mm,
lived in a nice house, semi middle class. But
right,
our surrounding areas, we still had people that lived without houses, dirt roads where it would flood. It was a
right.
colonia. It wasn't a neighborhood. It was a colonia, like a small, rundown, you know, and
Mm,
people were living in poverty. And what do you call it? You have these lawyers coming offering you quick cash. Hey, we're going to give you $1 million. We're sorry that your son died or your daughter died, and
wow.
a lot of people were accepting that money, and the lawyers were getting broken off for not even doing nothing, Brian. This thing was
Understood.
it was a big case regardless, and a lot of lawyers were charging 40% instead of 35% or 30%. They were jacking him. I
Wow.
got jacked for 40%, and then I try to complain years later, but you got a statute of limitations that you can only do so much after you sign a contract. It's over with.
Yeah, understood.
And I was
And
and I was yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, imagine those lawyers. I don't know much about it, but imagine those lawyers was giving people what they call cash advances.
Oh, I got a cash advance. They gave me an
Yeah.
apartment. They gave me an apartment. They gave me an apartment. They gave me a place to stay. They got me a car,
Hmm.
Brian. They got me a car, and uh, I was trying to get my YouTube back on.
No, yeah. And I imagine for a kid, that's a serious come up.
Oh, it was big money. It was good money. What do you call it? But uh, it was also like blood money, Brian.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
It was
man.
blood money.
Hey, check this
Uh,
out.
yes, sir. No,
What was the cause of the crash? I don't mean to harp on this, but I'm intrigued. What was the cause of the accident? Do you know? Was it the driver's
the
fault or
no, it was a Dr. Pepper's truck that the air brakes failed. The air brakes failed on the Dr. Pepper's truck lines. It was an older truck, and
yeah?
it somehow got water in the line in the brake lines,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. So, but they were accusing the bus driver for a long time, Brian. They also tried to kill him. They tried
Oh,
to
no
burn his house
way.
down. Yeah, they were saying that he was at fault because they were saying that he was on drugs. And throughout the whole year that he waited and everything, that then people try to apologize to him. He burnt off. I think
Right,
he got most. I think he got the most money from Coca-Cola. He used to work with them, work for him, and everybody was turning against him.
right.
And then they found out that it wasn't his fault, that it was an accident.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people were quick to jump the gun. People were trying to burn his trailer house down. He had security outside his house. Even his own security detail try to. They were the ones that would try to burn his house down. You
Wow.
know, because
Yeah,
I guess
and
they were off.
water. I'm sorry, water in the lines. You're
Yes,
supposed to bleed those brakes to get all that
yeah,
stuff out of there, air and any kind of moisture in there. Yeah. So that's a
yeah. And
mechanical thing. Yeah.
and it was an old truck. It's one of those old models. What it did, it fishtailed, hit our bus, and the bus went straight to the ravine.
Mm-hmm.
We jumped like Dukes of Hazards, landed on our nose, stayed there for like a couple seconds,
Uh-huh.
and then it tilted to its side. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it took a while for them to do the investigation because the DPS were the ones doing it. They
Man.
took the truck into it. They had to do all this bit by bit, see what happened
Now,
to the truck.
Rap Magic, you said there's a documentary about this?
Yeah, it's I have it on my channel. There's a few. If you just Google Alton, Texas bus accident, you'll see all the documentaries they got about and
Oh,
people that have their own different videos.
I'll
But
put
I
a
have
link
mine.
in the description so people
Yeah,
can
I
check
have it.
that out if they want to.
Yeah, I have
Now,
it on mine. You go
one
ahead.
thing you had mentioned, and it's good to talk to people, old school folks,
Yes,
because
sir.
I do recall in the '80s going to York, Alabama, and
Uh-huh.
they had outhouses,
Yeah,
didn't have any
outhouses. Yeah.
bathrooms and stuff. And
Yes,
right,
sir.
that was in the '80s.
In the 80s.
Not
Yeah.
too long ago, things was kind of primitive here in America for many people.
Right. Yes,
That's an
sir.
interesting thing you mentioned just then. And I'm sorry I'm bouncing around. Another thing, music
Yes, sir.
artists have a tendency of writing songs about themselves and their experiences.
Yeah.
Did you do anything like that pertaining to what you just told us about the accident?
Oh, I got a few. I got two songs from the bus accident. I got one that's it's called Drowning,
Ooh.
and it's on my channel, my rap channel. It's on my channel, and then I got one that's called One Day We'll Fly. It was on when I first in 2012 when I first came back and tried to do my rap stuff again. I had my original name was MCLOL, the Latin on level, and I was getting a lot of flack because LOL had now changed to Laugh Out Loud on the
Right.
internet. So I was getting crap left and right about MC Laugh Out Loud. And I was like, oh man. And they were bombarding me on the internet with the stuff, man. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I gotta find a name. And I found RapMagic, in my head. I thought, and I was like, okay, I'll
Right.
do RapMagic. So I changed my name to RapMagic, and then all that MCLO stuff stayed behind. But that channel, that's on that rap channel that I used to have. That One Day We'll Fly. That song's good. And the one Drowning. That one when it was 30 years.
Wow.
This is going to be the 35th year, so I'm still debating on whether I'm going to do a new song or not, which I probably will. I just haven't figured out the track yet or the title,
Right.
but I'll get in that mode where I'll, boom, start thinking,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll pick a track, and then I'll get on it.
Yeah. Doing things like that, I imagine, is therapeutic for people, to be
Yeah,
able to vent that and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's
Mm.
it's 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 therapy. Yeah. Well, all music for me is therapy, Brian. I mean, I wrote about being in the hospital. I wrote about almost dying. I changed a lot of my music now. I got like kind of like a depression. I'm gonna say, but I'm not gonna say depression like where it's mentally affecting me. But it did cross a couple of neurons in my brain where I got a little depressed. Like, damn, why is this happening? That kind of stuff. So I go. My music is my outlet.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to not to let it get into my nerves where people get depressed you know and they don't come out of the shell no more. They just that's it. Nah, I
Understood.
wanted to keep. I wanted to keep going. As soon as I came out of the hospital, that's when I was doing music again.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but
I'm
yeah, I have
sorry.
that too. Go
You
ahead,
you
go ahead,
may
Brian.
have mentioned it, but before the accident, were you doing music, or is it something you started after the accident?
No, I was doing music before the accident.
So you
I
were now
started I
exactly when did you start? How long have you been doing music?
since 1987.
So 87.
1987. Uh huh.
Wow.
I signed to my first label in 1987. I signed with my friend. I lived with him. He was my mentor,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a black man.
Mm-hmm.
They used to own Johnny's Barbecue. His name's Johnny Harper Jr.
Mm-hmm.
He goes by the name of Fezzy, and back in the day it was Daddy J Fez.
Yeah.
And yeah, he signed us. He signed me and Rick. It was LOL and Big G, and he signed the Rocket Crew. It used to be a breakdance crew, turned rappers. And he guided our career, well, our beginning, like our development career, for about 3 years, 4 years. In '92, I released my first cassette called "Rhyme to Kill" on my own
Mm-hmm.
label, Knuckle Funk Records. We learned a lot from this man, but this man
Right.
had a lot of things going on with different kinds of music, country, jazz. His dad is a jazz musician.
Right.
And that's when he was running the studio. He
Mm-hmm.
was doing really, really, he was doing really, really good because back then it used to be on hand. There was no internet. You
Right.
couldn't link up and do a quick collab on the internet like you
Right.
do now. You really
Yeah.
had to go to the studio. You really had to
Exactly.
go to the studio. You had to
Yeah.
read your lyrics off paper or
Mhm.
memorize them. But
Exactly. And
now
just
it's super easy.
you
Yes, sir.
mentioned two things. I want to forget them. Kind of important. You said you did breakdancing, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Check this out now. They had breakdancing in the Olympics. I don't know if you
yeah,
see. Oh, you did.
yeah.
Now,
I did
I,
see that.
I
Yeah.
don't want to put you on the spot because of the way it is in the world right now. But you
Yes,
saw the
sir.
breakdancing competition.
Yeah.
What did you think?
It's dominated by the Orients, man, by the Oriental Japan. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say they're what I'm gonna say that their movements with their nerves and their locking their bones is so advanced
Tight?
to
Yeah.
ours.
Yeah.
And because if you notice, breakdancing, they're really, 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 really good. But I was gonna say, what else are they? Oh, when they do the turntable mix contest, the majority of times the Japanese,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Japanese, they
Yeah.
dominate the turntables, man. If you ever watch the techniques competition,
Uh-huh.
yeah, when there used to be a guy named DJ Kubert, that guy was ultimate, and I guess
Right.
he was American, I believe, from New York. If I'm if
Okay.
I if I'm correct, New York or from California, but his name was DJ Kubert, after he got beat in the turntable event in
Uh-huh.
Japan, that same guy, that same Japanese guy, kept winning and winning. But he's bad, man. And
Right.
you watch them dudes control the tables, and you watch us that over here. They're too, they're advanced, and
Wow.
I figure they study, or they
Mhm.
practice every day. But yeah, the Olympics, it was pretty tight, man.
That's
Pretty
well,
tight.
I
Yeah,
was alluding to the controversy over the Australian break dancer. Did you happen
I
to
didn't
see
get to
that?
I didn't get to see him though. What happened with him?
It's pretty controversial. That's why I was asking your opinion. But you know what? Maybe we should touch us very sensitive. But if you get a chance, check out the Australian breakdancer.
Yeah,
Her name is Ray Gun. And I was really curious as to what you thought about her moves.
Rick. I
Ray
gotta say, I
Gun.
gotta.
Like a science
Yeah,
fiction Ray Gun. Yeah, she's from
yeah.
Australia. If you get a chance, check it out. Maybe we can talk
Right on.
about it in the future again. But anyway, you mentioned some collaborations. Who are some of the people that you've done collaborations with over the years?
I got a collaboration. Well, one of my best ones was with South Park Mexican, but it didn't really do much for me because of the way I felt and the way I think, because of the situation. I got a
Mhm.
collaboration with yourself. I got a collaboration with Buck Dinos from Russia. Uh
Hey, you've been a
Man, let me see.
mentor to people too, right? Haven't been working with some younger artists?
Yeah, that guy, the Buck, Buck. He's young. He's from Russia. He's like 22, Russian. And I also got one with
Mhm.
uh let me see, Kenny D. He went by Kenny D. He was from New Mexico.
Hmm.
I got one with him, and he was gonna try to do acting and whatnot.
Right.
But
And and
that's
you
where,
and you were helping out some up and coming artists, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was one that was going to have on the pod, but the artist was a little too young. You know,
oh yeah,
YouTube and their restrictions. Yeah.
yeah, the young girl. Yeah, I was gonna have her on the podcast, but I don't know what she's doing. She was trying to learn mariachi folklore music and stuff like that, but uh I wasn't sure because she ran away from home, and then you the that week you told me that because she was a minor, we're gonna have kind of
We may,
infractions.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I told my aunt, and I told her, well, you know what? Yeah, she goes, no, she's not even here. She said, oh, all right, no worries. So then
Right.
we stopped. I stopped, and then
Right.
I moved. I moved over
Ah.
here.
Mhm. But I'm sure you'll probably work with some more artists in your new location, right?
Probably like we can find some here because I haven't here. It's the big artists that come down to Padre Island. Down here, I haven't
Ah.
seen hardly anybody out here making hip hop.
Wow.
You know, I
What's up with
mean,
that?
I'm sure there's a few.
Yeah.
Probably is, but mostly because it's the water, being by the water. I don't know, but
Right.
what do you call it? What do you call it? Hold on, bro. Let me see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No. And so the big acts, they come like from out of town, and they do a lot of shows at Padre Island.
Right.
They got venues. They got some big venues over here
Hmm.
that people come over here and they perform.
Yeah. Yes, being that
Yeah.
collab, I appreciate you so much offering
Yeah, man.
the
Thank you.
opportunity to collab with you.
Oh
Um
man, that was awesome. Yes, sir. It was
yes, I got a
it was
confession. I
due,
don't
man.
Yo, you know what? I don't even know if I should mention because but maybe I'll tell you off air or something. But I'll tell you this, and maybe you could piece it together. Usually when I do collabs and stuff, right? With you it was
Yeah.
beautiful because you already had the
Yeah.
music, you already had the
Yeah.
concept and stuff. So you did all the heavy lifting. And I appreciate that. Now, usually when people send me music, I take
Yeah.
about a week or so, maybe two
Okay.
sometimes, until it speaks
Right.
to me. And then what I'll
Right.
do, I'll send samples of approaches. You see what I'm saying? And then from there,
Uh-huh.
that person will decide, listen, well, let's go with this direction. We'll try that one. Or I like
Right.
that other one you said, and then they'll go with that one. And then we usually try out different directions. And then
Yes, sir.
we'll go with it like that and stuff. But I like the way yours went. It went pretty cool and pretty quick and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Yes,
accustomed, like I
sir.
said, usually it takes about a month or so on them, but this is good. Are most of your collaborations you do, they're usually relatively quick, or
Yeah,
do
we
they
try.
go on for years?
I try. No, I try. We try to do it quick. I'm gonna say the Russian kid Buck, he takes about a week with the collaborations. But his his verses are always in Russian. And
Oh,
I don't
wow.
understand, and I don't understand what he's really saying. Like what is he really saying? So he sends me like interpretation text, and yeah, but
That's
yeah,
dope.
with him, yeah. I got a few with him that I got saved on my drive
I
and
never
stuff
even
like that.
thought about that.
But I'm
Um,
always also, but I'm also real weary, Brian, because since he's Russian and we have this conflict going on with Ukraine, and I don't want to get into politics. And we made a song called "A War in Your Nation," and
oh,
he performed on that, and I didn't want to get too much into politics, and so we were on
no,
that
you're
level.
absolutely right. You don't want to like tick off half the population or something,
Yeah, say
Yeah.
something that yeah, because that's happened before where I mentioned something on a rap and it's like
Mm-hmm.
and you get the people you lose fans or people don't take you serious or they're
Right.
saying you jumping the gun into different topics that don't pertain to me. So
Oh yeah, yeah. When I
yeah,
first started music, I was super political. But like I said, I grew up in the '60s and '70s, so I brought
yeah,
all of that in the future with me. So when I started doing music, super political. But now as I see how
yeah,
things going, I'm getting older and stuff. I'll let somebody else handle that stuff. Hey, check this out.
yeah.
We're down
Yes, sir.
to 5 minutes and 51 seconds.
All right. Yes, sir.
Where can people find your music?
They can Google Rap Magic Deleon, RapMagic, one word, and then space Deleon, Deleon. Just Google that. I'm everywhere now. I got
That's
me
what's
on. They
up.
got they got me on Pandora. They got me on Spotify. The album is called We Hustle Harder. Rap Magic We Hustle Harder. Yeah, free to download on all those websites: Pandora, iHeart, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Spotify. Yeah, my homeboy, Daddy J Fest, the gentleman I was telling you that I used to live with when
Yeah.
designing on my first label, he plugged me in with that. He did all that for me.
Oh
Hooked me up. I
wow.
go, I only want one album that'll stay on Spotify and all this. We did that and it worked out, man.
Oh, that's
We
what's
did really
up,
good.
man.
Yeah. So,
Shout out to Hey, check this out, RapMagic. It's
yes, sir.
customary. Wow, man, you've been on this pod I think three
Three
times. Three
times.
times.
Three
That's what's up,
times.
man. I
Woo.
like
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes,
I
sir.
wish I
Yes,
didn't say
sir.
all that,
Three
man.
times. Yeah,
I
man. Hell yeah.
appreciate you. Hey, check this
Yes,
out.
sir.
As
Yes,
we
sir.
usually do, give you this time for last words, anything you want to leave with the folks, some good quotes, positive quotes, or whatever you want to say to people.
Oh, don't give up. Whatever you kids decide, don't give up. Make better choices. I know I haven't done the best choices in my life, but learn from me. Some of the choices can affect your career, can affect your music. Do better choices, make better choices. Listen to your parents. Although you don't want to, this generation is way more different than ours. Listen to your parents. They're trying to
Mhm.
help you, teach you good. Don't follow friends that are going to take you and get you into trouble
Right.
or put you in jail and juvenile. Learn from your mistakes. Don't try to repeat them. Because if you know you failed the first time in a mistake, why would you want to do it again? Simple facts, simple common sense rules in life, But yeah, and believe in God and believe in what you want, but believe in God. Have a positive outlook in life. A lot of
Mhm.
people, I can't push religion on them. But I can only say that God has helped me uh, throughout my years. Longevity,
Mhm.
hopefully in the afterlife, he'll take me with him and, carry me on. I get to leave my music behind, you know.
Right.
Yeah, just do good in life and stay positive,
Yeah, exactly.
reach
Yeah.
for the stars, reach for the stars until you get there, you
Hmm.
know.
I appreciate good
Yep.
positive words. And right
Yes,
about
sir.
having God in your life. I can't say for certain, but I noticed that the more churches that close down, the
Yes, sir.
crazier things seem to get. It seemed like the
Yeah.
farther people got from God, the more things just turn crazy. It just seems
Yes,
that
sir.
way to me. Can't say for certain.
Yes, sir.
But Rap Magic, give
Yeah.
me one
I'm gonna.
moment to say goodbye to everybody. Everybody,
Okay.
they just say parting is such sweet sorrow. Another end of a episode of Rap Magic Deleon. Encourage each and every one of you to check out our previous YanBar Podcast guests and to always remember that the YanBar Podcast is the place where you make it happen. Once again, Bryan Barcelo hosted this episode with Rap Magic Deleon. Yo, peace, everybody. Thank you, Rap Magic.
Peace. Thank you, Brian. Peace.